felony where the state has charged him. He's also involved with this Democracy Hub. Then there's one involving the National Security Minister, Albert Kandapa. That defamation case, that's also pending. So as far as that I know, there are 3 cases involving Oliver Barker at the court. 2 of them at the High Court, and then 1 at the Circuit Court. But yesterday, very interesting, there was some training section for some Superior Court judges. And when I say Superior Court judges, I mean largely justices of the Superior Court made up of the High Court, Court of Appeal, and then the Supreme Court. But yesterday, over 40 of the High Court judges, particularly those who were elevated recently, who had the opportunity to undergo some sensitization exercise in relation to a National Insurance Commissions Act. The Act, there are a lot of issues. People go into some terms, some policies, and then it ends out in court. So for the judges to be able to have fair understanding, fair appreciation, some of these cases will end up in the High Court and all that. So the Commission organized a training session for some of the judges, were 40 of them. And it was very interesting yesterday when you have some of the High Court judges across the city come together to undergo some of these trainings and all that. It was very fruitful exercise. But yesterday, we know what was happening in Parliament, in the country. So yesterday, Justice Amadou Tanko, who also represented the Chief Justice. No, yes, Amadou Tanko is the Justice of the Supreme Court. And he's currently the Director of Judicial Training Institute. And then he represented the Chief Justice at the forum because the CJ had to be at some other engagement. And so, as part of he addressing the gathering, and before he even gave his speech, said, look, you guys have to be focused. And the focus is that.
At that time, everybody wanted to know what was happening in Parliament.
Well, I can assure you that the delivery may engage you, and you will not be concerned with happenings in other parts of the city. Whether they like it or not, they will come back to us.
Interesting.
So that is Justice Amadou Tanko. He said, look, you focus on, learn about insurance, all the acts about insurance. Focus here. Don't be paying attention to what is happening in Parliament.
In other parts
Those
of the
ones
city
will come. Whether they like it or not, they will come back to us. And us is that you come to the court. When you come to the court, now we'll deal with the issues as they are. So that's just a bit of what happened yesterday when Justice Amadou Tanko was addressing the gathering of largely justices of the High Court. There were some Court of Appeal judges and Supreme Court judges also there at that particular point. We'll bring you the full story hopefully tomorrow in relation to what transpired, what the speakers have said, all of the interviews that we have around this whole matter. So that's one of the things that took place yesterday. And of course, the Democracy Hub matter. Yes, 53 of them are in sets, different groups and all that. One group of 9 yesterday made an appearance at the court. And interestingly, when the case was called, 7 of them had their freedom. The state indicates to the court that they are not.
They've dropped all the charges.
The charges against those
7 individuals.
7 individuals.
Who are these 7?
These 7 individuals, now let me just get a name for you in just a bit. So these 7 people that the state say that they do not want to prosecute or no longer going to prosecute for offenses that they have gone through as far as this whole matter is concerned. You notice that it has been something that was virtually, we saw the videos, we saw the things that transpired and in relation to others. So these 7 individuals, Kingsley Siedu, Seth Kofi, Vera, Gloria Lewis, Nikwe Hammond, Manuel Baini, Dosese Joseph, and Ernest Echampon. Kingsley Siedu, Seth Kofi, Vera, Gloria Lewis, Nikwe Hammond, Manuel Baini, Dosese Joseph, and Ernest Echampon. So these are the 7 individuals, the accused person that the state say they are discontinuing charges against them. So all charges against these people, these names that I have mentioned, 7 of them have been dropped. However, Dela Kwashi, we're told is a businessman and a national service person in Parliament, and Agbevi Matthias, told is a teacher. Prosecution says that they are proceeding to trial them. And so at the next court sitting, or at the next available date, they will be filing a new charge sheet to reflect this new development. So that is one of the things that took place. And tomorrow, the set involving Oliver Barker and some others would also be in court, and we'll know whether prosecution would try all of them, or some of them will also be lucky to go home. So that is one of the things that took place yesterday. So 7 out of 9, as one of the set that appeared yesterday, they have been freed. They have been discharged by the circuit court. But
they've been kept in custody for 2 weeks for free. You see?
So clearly some of them, when they were saying that they didn't do anything, now the state agreed that they didn't do anything. Somebody was asking me, so what can they do? Would they be compensated? That's if they decide to initiate a civil action and they are able to prove they can get some compensation. But it will not be easy. It will not be easy.
It will not be easy.
But for them, the consolation will be that to have your freedom now.
No, but it's not. No matter what, because that could have been prevented.
Absolutely, it could have been handled much more better. Absolutely, than to the way we saw in the videos. I'm sure they themselves will watch the video every now and then, and there will be so many things that will be going through their mind. So one of the lawyers involved in this whole matter has been speaking to us, and let's hear what he has to say.
In the decision of the state,
I mean, you should see how excited they were. I mean, these are people, or innocent people, who were put behind bars for a couple of days, and then finally the state has decided to drop charges against them. It should be a moment of joy for them and their family and their loved ones. Yes, there are some clients that the state has not dropped charges against them, and we will also continue with them and ensure that their liberty is also granted.
So that is lawyer Nicholas Nomeshi, representing some of the defense lawyers, happy with that after the case was at them. But one of the accused persons also have a story to tell, and let's hear from him what he has to say after the case was adjourned.
Some of us, we have to reach out to our family and things. Yeah, and now I have to be coming up and down court, back and forth till the 22nd. Bro,
where are you coming from?
I got my family in a jeopardy.
Where are you coming from?
I'm from Ghana.
I mean, where are you traveling from?
Well, I need to go see my daughter in Germany, and I have my girlfriend in Mexico. I have a lot going on, bro.
Some of your colleagues were discharged.
But we weren't. We weren't discharged. But we got a case adjourned to next month. We hope we get discharged. But well, it's hard for me, but I got to hold on strong, you know.
It appears this has affected your schedule.
It has put me in a total jeopardy. My whole life with my kids, I can't hear from my daughter, I can't hear from my baby mother. It's really sickening and heartbreaking for me. It's not an easy thing for me now.
What's your name, please?
I'm Ricky. I'm Rim Sagat St. Jones.
Okay, Rim. Thank you.
So that's one of the accused persons yesterday. He said, look, I'm going through a whole lot. And indeed, for me, I always say, even your worst enemy, you shouldn't wish that he or she will get a case.
Freedom is expensive.
It's very, very expensive.
Yes.
As I sit here, I talk to you free of charge. I only have to mind what I say. When I leave here, I can go out there, buy any food that I want to buy. If I'm thirsty, I'll go there, buy any drink that I want to buy and drink and all that. But in custody, you don't do that. Where you even stay, when you are talking to someone, you are being monitored. There are guns, everything on you. It's not easy.
Yeah.
That's just by the way. So a set will come tomorrow, and another will come 26th in relation to that. And we'll know whether more of these accused persons.
That's all about the affair. They will continue it.
Yeah, that one. When we get to call, we'll know. You never know. Anything at all can happen in this country. Yes, anything at all can happen.
We are happy for those who have their freedom.
Absolutely.
I just feel that they have been unfairly treated.
At least.
If at least they had been granted self-recognizant bail
earlier,
this would have been averted. But I mean, they've spent over 2 weeks in custody.
So that is how the Ghanaian law is. For which reason you not wish your enemy to get that. So by the time it is determined that you are innocent, they be a
It's because we always want to use it as a punishment.
To punish, yes.
Yeah, and it's not right.
That to punish
yes.
people.
What's happening in courts today?
Yes, just before I come to what happened in court today,
Yeah.
the Chief Justice has been notifying judges and magistrates about the fact that the suicide attempted suicide, that law is no more an offense.
Okay.
Because Parliament has amended it. And so this has been brought to the attention of judges and magistrates, particularly circuit courts and then district court magistrate. And let me just read to you, it's a very short statement, that circular, I must say, for the circuit court judges and magistrates. And this is what it says: decriminalization of attempted suicide in Ghana. I have been directed, and I represent the Lady Judicial Secretary, Justice Pamela Addo. I have been directed by the Honorable Lady Chief Justice to notify all circuit court judges and magistrates that attempted suicide has been decriminalized by the Criminal Offences Amendment Act 2023, Act 1092. She has further directed me to inform you that with the amendment of Section 57 of the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29, and Section 95 of the Menial Health Act 2012, Act 846, by Act 1092, persons who attempt suicide are no longer liable for prosecution and or conviction. Circuit court judges and magistrates are to take note for compliance. And they say that please accept compliment from the Lady Chief. And this was signed by Justice Sarah Pamela C.A. Quarantine, Justice of the Court of Appeal, and the Judicial Secretary. And a copy of this was given to the Chief Justice. So that is the latest in relation to attempted suicide. So it is no more an offense. Then times when you try that, you'll be taken to court. When found guilty, you are punished. But now that is no longer the 18th, 2023, when Parliament made that amendment. So that's one of the things that, and you were asking me about what is coming up today.
Yep.
You notice the case of the former second lady, Mrs. Matilda Emisa
Yes.
Atta,
The robbery incident, yes.
Today, the trial of Yahuza Usmanu, the accused person, is expected to begin before the legal vacation or case management conference. Witness statement, disclosure document have all been filed. In fact, they completed the case management completion conference. Case management completion plan was held, and then dates were fixed for the trial to commence. Unfortunately, the vacation came in, and they had to adjourn to this today. So today, before Justice Lydia Osema, who is now Justice of the Court of Appeal, will begin the trial. And of course, that Ashale Bochembeda case involving a Canadian who came to Ghana and is alleged to have been murdered by the girlfriend, Safina Mohammed, a level 100 student at the time, is also back in court. And we'll know more in relation to these and more of the cases that are coming up in court. So now the birthday lady, the lady of the moment. Today, I wouldn't want to I want to give you more time.
Yes,
so that
yes,
sir.
Celebrate
you.
Please, when you go to court, close early and come. Okay.
Yes.
All
Party will happen.
There's no party, but come early.
I should come early. Okay, I'll come early. You haven't said that I should come early before, but today that I will come early. In fact, I'll just go and make a U-turn, then I'll come back. And have agenda.
How can you tell me the story? Thank you so much, Murtala Inusa, bringing us the very latest with regard to what is going to happen in court today and what happened in court yesterday as well. It's the Morning Star here on Star 103.5 FM.
Let's have breakfast.